subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update. Hello everyone! Today on Lady Mary Beth, I'm taking you inside Charles Keyton's tents. He is a must stop and shop located in Warrenton at Summerfield Place across from the Glamp Inn. You can find Charles Keyton in our Round Top Antiques Fair map and guide. Lots to discover, especially today with Unpacking Day, an additional discount, and you get to see the treasures as they come out of the boxes. Join me. It's the best kept secret in the Round Top area during the show weeks. You don't want to miss Charles Keyton's tents. 20% off of everyday pricing, and I'm going to show you some of the deals. Welcome to Charles Keyton's Unpacking Day. Lots of treasures to be had here with dealers and volunteers unpacking those boxes and filling the tents with treasures. So much to discover. I see a Florentine table. Let's have a look. We find the unusual during Unpacking Day as things are unloaded and unboxed. This is an exceptional find, and the price is right. If you compare it to the trays, that is a very good deal. You would pay probably 2 or 3 times at an antique store. You've seen Florentine trays. How about a Florentine table? This is a craft that dates back to the Renaissance period in Florence, Italy, made of carved wood with gold leafing. It experienced a bit of a resurgence during the Regency era in the mid-1900s, and again during shabby chic. You probably remember that period in the 80s and 90s. This is $145 less 25%. It's a best kept secret. With the unboxing days, I recognize lots of dealers from all over Texas and many who are vendors in the Round Top area. They buy from Charles and they bring it back to their booths, and it's a great source for them, and it could be for you as well. You definitely want to follow me on social media to mark your calendars for the spring season. And it's a great opportunity to add flatware. Perhaps you don't need another pattern, but you just need some dessert forks, and they have bundles. This community plate has an interesting design, a set of 6 for salad or dessert, $12.99 plus the discount. A familiar pattern in the classic blue and white. We've seen this at antique stores. I've shared the history, inspired by a famous German company. These large soup mugs are rather hard to find, and they sell very quickly. Lots of serving pieces. They are unpacking right now, and I will showcase these as they come out of the bins and boxes. They just brought 2 bins of the blue Danube pattern. This debuted in 1951, made in Japan by Lipper International. It is based on a European pattern, Zwiebelmuster, from Meissen. There are some pieces you occasionally find in antique or thrift shops, and there are others that are quite rare. This soup mug is a bargain at $14 less 25%. It sells for $50 on replacements. They have unboxed lots more of the blue Danube pattern, including a teapot. The lid, I'm sure, is still coming out. The small pitcher is $24. Be great for syrup. A cake stand. Some great serving pieces. My Aunt Laverne had this pattern for years and recently gifted it to her grandson, Joey, and his wife, Tiffany. A pair of fan vases that I've not seen before. They're rather unusual, priced at $65 each for the perfect pair. Here's a look at the back stamp, Blue Danube, made in Japan. Always look up for lighting ware. A wall of teapots. These are ideal for floral centerpieces if you're hosting an event, especially if it's off-site. and you don't have to worry about breaking it in transport. Love these. Silver trays are popular even with the patina. Don't always have to polish them, especially if you display them. Vintage Christmas ornaments are sought after. I see lots of comments on the Facebook group pages for Round Top, and I always direct them to Charles Keyton. A Goebel angel. An elegant glass dish in the Chantilly pattern, 1850. A triple candelabra that is convertible. You can break that down into a single candle holder with a gadroon border. This would be a nice centerpiece. $45 before the discount. You could fill that with scones or build up a display. You could even see a Christmas tree placed on top. I like the mix of silver and gold. And that's an easy way to add interest to a bowl or create a centerpiece. Fill it with Christmas ornaments. And these saucer champagnes remind me of Cambridge with the frosted handle. They're priced at $13.50. The prices are so good, but then you remember the extra discount. Even better. This pastry server has rich detail. It is inspired by the Netherlands with the windmill. I'm going to take this home and think of our friends and viewers in the Netherlands. Priced at $22. That'll be a nice addition for tea time. A Waterford crystal ashtray could be an addition to your bar cart. Very good price, $16.50. Can definitely repurpose the old ashtrays. A pitcher set. This would have been in a bedroom before plumbing, especially. Priced at $145, made by Ridgway in the Delft pattern. The semi-porcelain that is without kaolin, that is a soft paste porcelain. The Harvest Grape milk glass punch bowl has been taken over by the reindeer. And lots more vintage Christmas to discover here. And more coming out of the boxes. The reindeer are $18.99 each. Milk glass teacups. Of course, they can also be punch cups, fruit cups, just about any use you can think of. They don't have to always be connected to the punch bowl. The old ornaments more popular than ever. They are nostalgic, priced at $3.99 each. And the punch bowl has a twin. You notice the gold base. That's a bit unusual. Very typical for the mid-century, though, when gold was popular. This is the style that reminds me of the 1950s and 60s when we see old movies. And these would have been handmade from the satin ornaments. Jolly old Saint Nick. The vintage pillow could be a nice addition to your display. $24, less the discount. There's even more Anna Lee coming out. It's unbelievable. This is the best source, and I'll tell you more about the history of these that were originally used in shop windows. You find Anna Lee dolls at estate sales and occasionally an antique store. This is a company that was started in 1934 by Barbara Anna Lee Davis Thorndike. During the Great Depression, what started as a cottage industry became quite a successful company. They reached their peak in the 1980s. It's nice to add a touch of whimsy to your holiday decor. If you can imagine about 20 times more inventory with the Anna Lee, that gives you an idea. There's lots waiting for you here. From Santa to Mrs. Claus and the mice. Lots of them. These were sold in department stores. I found some with Foley stickers in recent segments. The mid-century grapes are such fun. We're finding more of these in Round Top, and you get the best prices here. Love it. Priced at $48, less the discount, and they are made of lucite. This is a rather unique silver flatware storage box. I'll tell you more about the history. This could even stand alone as an item of interest. It has the original stickers inside. From Cameo, a chest of distinction. From Chicago. It has the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. An unusual silver chest made in the 1940s by the Marshall White Company from Chicago. It is the Cameo pattern made of Bakelite. You will see the rounded corners. It is sturdy and lined to protect your sterling from tarnishing. This is priced at $89, less 25%. Thank you so much. More silver storage with this 1950s lucite box. $125 less the discount. And it's pretty in pink. I did see this very close to Charles Keyton's tints, marked up. Another dealer purchased it and has it displayed nicely for sale. A popular pattern that is quite abundant. They are still unpacking. I will tell you more about the quantity available. And if this is your pattern, you definitely need to make a beeline for Charles Keyton's tints. It is unbelievable the amount of old country roses that you can find. A smaller teapot for $32.99. Candle holders, demi-tasse. If it was made, it's in this collection here. Bread and butters would pair nicely with ivory and gold or white and gold dishes. It doesn't have to just be the whole set. And that back stamp is so beautiful that I've seen that made into a necklace. The picture is handy, and this, I think, is a hidden gem in that pattern, the warmer or réchaud for $38. Old Country Roses got its start in 1962, created by Harold Holdcroft, the art director for Royal Albert. It's a pattern you will recognize, quite popular, and it was originally inspired by the King's Ransom pattern, made in 1921, reminiscent of an English garden. Charles Keyton has 3,200 pieces of the country roses. A vintage handbag made of velvet and bakelite. I shared the history of bakelite in a recent visit to the Y Station in Carmine. $65 before the discount is an incredible price. We also find Enid Collins handbags here as well. Showpieces are usually in this section with the Victorian lamp that's been hand painted. And they have some country roses they're still unpacking, including an egg dish. German porcelain. You can see the influence with Meissen. It reminds me of a recent visit to the Trödel Center in Germany this summer, where we saw some of these pieces, and I shared the in-depth history. This is a Schierholz, which is a company that was established in Thüringen in 1817. That's priced at $125 before the discount. They are famous for their Rococo style. And there's that back stamp, von Schierholz. Cut to clear beauties from Germany. These are made by the Nachtmann Company. They make private label for many major manufacturers, including Gorham, Lenox, and Tiffany. This is the Traube pattern, $32 before the discount. That's a great price. I paid just about that in Germany. With a grape design. These will go fast. Fenton is highly collectible. I see the coin dot, hobnail, opalescent, and in the cranberry. This is a syrup pitcher. That is an older piece of Fenton, priced at $89 plus the discount. Fire King was originally made for everyday use and commercial kitchens. Anchor Hocking produced this. And it's not just about the bowls, we also have mugs. This is a retro style that is embraced by many, made from the 1940s to 1976. Great for hot cocoa. And there's that back stamp that's molded, Fire King Ware. And that is the old Jadeite, 34 each. More glass and dishes. The Franciscan Desert Rose pairs nicely with the pink depression glass. And they've got lots of that here as well, including the dogwood pattern. $10 each from the 1930s. The Tole trays are highly collectible and practical. These can also be used for wall art. Interesting that they're alcohol resistant. Used for barware as well, $65. We often see these in black. The burgundy is great for Christmas. A nice rich color. Those tumblers remind me of the 1950s, and Quimper or Compère. We found this in a visit to Rummel Creek Antiques. It is highly collectible from the Brittany area of France. These are hand painted, made of faience. And they've just unpacked these. Very distinct design. Here are some more items that are waiting to be placed on the shelves. This is a large biscuit barrel from Milla Rogowska, priced at $55. It's not Waterford, but it is from a man who was the Waterford distributor for years. It is a warm day, and we might need to take a break and have a malt. And these are the best that you will ever have. I always look forward to that, especially on a warm day like this. Absolutely delicious from Earl and Pearls. Let's go back into Charles Keyton's tents and see what they have placed on the shelves while I had my ice cream break. More Christmas and crystal and glass. It's a great opportunity to shop for Christmas since you're getting the deals. The Fostoria pattern, which is the most prolific in U.S. glassmaking history. And we find Waterford crystal, the Kildare pattern, 32 each and 24 for the wines. Another hidden gem here with that rose bowl. The Colleen bowl. $58 before the discount for this Waterford Crystal Glandor Rose Bowl. I'm picking this up for a friend. That's another great deal, similar to the Dublin Doors Bowl and the Christmas plate from 2000. See how easy it is to dress a bowl with vintage ornaments. A celery dish. This is the old Waterford, $45 before the discount. Another great deal. It must be the Waterford day. We are finding even more. These are the footed dessert bowls in the Atlanta pattern, 24 each before the discount. That is an incredible deal. The Waterford Atlanta pattern was designed by Miroslav Havel in 1952. It was made until 2022. Very popular pattern with the diamond cut. They also have a goblet here. The footed dessert is an incredible deal, $24 and an additional 25% off. When I worked for Waterford Crystal in the 90s, this was $125. Those dessert dishes could also be for appetizers or a chilled soup. The Atlanta goblet, 24 each before the deal. That is a must-have. And they are putting out more, including some of the clarets. It's a great opportunity. Atlanta was one of the first patterns that Waterford produced once they resurrected the company after World War II. Has a dazzling diamond design, was a popular bridal selection. It takes 14 hours of labor to produce each Waterford stem. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better, Another Waterford crystal find. This bowl is exquisite. It has similar cuts to the Atlanta. You'll notice the extra cuts on the base and the Gothic acid etch logo. This is an older piece. Another great find with this Waterford bowl from the Master Cutter collection. It's based on a period piece, often attributed to the Hiburnia collection, but it is a bit different. It has the Waterford acid etch logo, lots of intricate cuts, and after the discount, $48.75. This is the find of the day. A vintage sandwich server is pretty and practical. It makes a great gift. This one has an etched leaf design, priced at $35 before the discount. It's a great item to fill with homemade cookies, bring to a new neighbor. And the Fostoria American pattern. They're still unpacking. They have quite a few pieces. And the cup and saucer would be a nice addition. And with the clear, goes with everything. It'd be nice to have a set of these. A console bowl, also elegant glass that's been etched. $24. And this one has an interesting shape. I quite like that. And there are a pair of candle holders. They're still unpacking. The iced beverages I'm always drawn to. And that's the Tiffin Old Cherokee Rose pattern. Made from 1941 to 1966. Some striking triple candelabras and Waterford shot glasses in the Lismore pattern, $25 each. More Waterford with the Hiburnia. These are sold as a set. We will later see a decanter on the hold table, $325 before the discount. This is a very heavy pitcher. It's based on a vintage or antique style from the archives at Waterford. And there is someone breathing down my neck right now, wanting to take this home. And it does have a pretty good resale value because it is reproduction of one of the originals. Here we see the 16 cuts found on many Waterford stem patterns. It's a lovely set, very well priced. Hiburnia is the Latin term for Ireland. Waterford made the Hiburnia pattern in the 1800s with reproductions in the 1960s, a pitcher and a set of champagne flutes for a very good price. People are lining up for this. Paperweights add interest to a coffee table. You could place one on top of a book or start a collection. Many different manufacturers represented here, including Steuben, Waterford, Baccarat, and Lalique. This is the older style turtle from Waterford. My friend Mark has this. $25 before the discount is a very good price. A Steuben Eagle, $55. That is a great deal, and someone is waiting to purchase it. Waterford Duck. And this is Baccarat, which is unusual because it is frosted. And let's see the price. It is $45. The Seahorse is an excellent price. I've seen these for over $255. What a deal. That's the older one. Lalique with the sticker, $145. And this is one that I would probably not take. The alligator, if you're from Florida, would be a great find. $55. And the Times Square, my friend John Stinson designed the original panels to that. From 2000, I'm taking this one home, $25 less the discount. I was just at Times Square a couple of weeks ago in New York City. A vintage Waterford Glandor lamp, $58.99. Just add a shade and you're in business. I've been looking for the Waterford peach to add to my collection. It wasn't made for long. $35 is a great price. A mini creamer and the full-size creamer. These can be used for syrup, for milk on the tea table. $24. You don't have to have the matching sugar bowl. The glandular pattern was well represented in the 70s and 80s. $75 before the discount. That one is going home with a friend. The jam jar, also known as the honey pot, for $24, makes a great gift. The Fenton Hobnail opalescent takes my breath away, especially in the blue. The fan vase is $145, and the pern is $135. There's lots more that we will see later on the hold tables. Resellers are purchasing it as soon as it comes out of the boxes. Quite a lot of pottery that we're finding, including from Crooksville, Ohio, the Hull pottery that began in 1905. It is highly collectible. They also have some Roseville as well. Glass in every color of the rainbow. Beautiful cake stand. So many great finds today. These dessert plates are perfect. They go with everything. From Tiffin. Perfect for brunch or lunch, $14 each. This gives you an idea of some of the things that are unpacked. And more plates, the Cambridge Diane pattern. And this is one of my favorites, the Fostoria American punch bowl with the pedestal. Priced at $110, less the discount, 25% today. That would be a showpiece for your next party or celebration or centerpiece. And we find more Waterford being unpacked. This one takes me back to 2000. The year 2000 is calling. We found a Waterford Crystal Millennium Champagne Coaster. This is great for lemons on your bar cart, for nuts, chocolates, love, health, prosperity, peace, and happiness. $45 less 25% will be a great gift. I always find affordable napkins that are great for gifting, handkerchiefs. And this one has been reimagined from vintage pieces, including bark cloth, priced at $28.99 for this runner. Embroidered hand towels. You can line a gift basket with some of these napkins and cloths. This vintage tablecloth has some vibrant colors, priced at $18.99. These are German doilies that we find a lot in the Trödelcenter. And there is a seller at KT Antiques in Katy who makes tote bags and handbags, incorporating those. A chenille blanket with a peacock design. I saw a similar one with another seller. This is an altar cloth. We occasionally find these at vintage stores and here at Charles Keyton's. Wonder which church this would have come from. The dresser scarf, $10 with a lavender lace and the grape motif. $7.50 after the discount. The unpacking day is always exciting with Charles Keyton's tents. Now we get a chance to go look at all the hold tables and see what everyone else is taking home. We see some Fostoria and the Hiburnia Waterford Crystal. I told you there were folks lined up to purchase this. Some great finds from Kristen with KV Inspiring Interiors. I'm excited to introduce you to Kristen, a viewer who helps her clients style their spaces.
Hi everyone. Got some few items out here today, but I did not know much about the crystal, so I'm so excited that I ran into Mary Beth again out here.
You found some great items.
I'm hoping so.
A vintage cake stand, $25 less 25%, and a Waterford Society vase at $45 plus the discount. Someone found some great Waterford crystal. Wonder who's taking this home. The amethyst dessert plates are dreamy, cut to clear, $125 before the discount for $12. If I had seen these first, those are showpieces. And we found a treasure trove of Fenton Hobnail from my favorite resellers. And look at this rose bowl. I believe that's also uranium glass. And there's Miss Bonnie. You've met her at the Y Station. She loves to shop the show. Such a sweetie. And she's got great taste in glass. If you remember from the Y Station segment, her dog bowl is vintage glass. This Fenton top hat is opalescent, swirled, and dreamy. The Waterford candle holders, I remember these. $55 is an incredible deal. Another Glandor vase for $48. Wow, some smart shoppers and blow molds are also popular. I love to see what everyone is taking home. A cloisonne collection. This went fast. Love those malachite vases too. You never know what you'll find, but you will always get deals shopping Charles Keyton's tents, and he's got lots more waiting for you, 20% off every day, and some great seating. The Hiburnia decanter and Majolica. That's a beautiful piece. Could display that as art. It's always fun to go treasure hunting. So glad you joined me today in Warrenton to shop Charles Keyton's tents. We found some great deals. I'm happy to take home the Waterford Crystal Bowl and the Waterford Peach to add to my fruit collection. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with Thrifting the Fields.